What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Crypto Zombie. My name is K-Dub, and today I have a very special episode for you. This is on a project that I have been looking at for quite some time. I've been wanting to make a video, but I just didn't know how I could possibly give credit and do justice to this amazing project, so I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm sure there are many things that I'm gonna be leaving out because this project is one of the most complex, intricate workings I have seen in the crypto space, but I am going to do my very best to cover the tip of the iceberg, the nutshell version of Ontology Network. But before I do, I want to say thank you very much to everyone that has been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are amazing, and you're the reason that I get up every day and I do what I do, which is bring you crypto videos, crypto discussions, and generally just have a good time being a part of the movement. Let's take a look at the cryptocurrency markets. As we could see today, we're doing a little bit of that bobbing motion. It's kind of just been up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't really know. But as you can see here, if we switch to the Bitcoin comparative, NEO is actually doing pretty well. So speaking of NEO, I wanted to go into discussing how NEO and Ontology Network are incredibly connected to each other. So if we come over here, I was going to save this till the end of the video, but I figured if I put it in the beginning, I might be able to keep your attention a little longer to come with me on this journey. So you guys may have seen this the other day. This did come out 2 days ago. It's not new news, but for anyone that didn't see it, there will be an Ontology airdrop. Now, it turns out that Ontology is actually not offering a public ICO. They're not doing it. And the reason that they're not doing this is because they are planning on becoming extremely integrated with businesses, real world businesses, in the very near future. They want to essentially get these businesses onto the blockchain because there's been a lot of interest in businesses looking towards blockchain adoption. But the truth is they don't know where to begin. They're scared, they're concerned. And to be quite frank, a lot of people are not that technically savvy when it comes to blockchain development. So that's where Ontology is going to be stepping in. So what I wanted to bring to you, what really cool, thanks to Neo News today, I really love this website, you could see that the Neo Council has actually announced that they will be airdropping even more Ontology tokens. So first they gave out 1,000 to everyone on their newsletter. Then they gave out 500 to everybody that attended the DevCon. And now they will be giving out a ratio of 0.2 Ontology for every NEO. So if you own one NEO, you're going to get 0.2 Ontology. So basically 5 NEO equals 1 Ontology, all right? This is going to be something that you may not want to miss out on because Ontology is not having a public ICO. These coins are being airdropped and distributed a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, okay? So they're going to be extremely valuable in the future. The only real difference between Ontology and NEO is that NEO only has 100 million, they have 1 billion. But we will discuss this later. I also wanted to point out that this airdrop, they're going to be taking a snapshot roughly around March 1st, but don't just use that as an example because it's going to be based on the block height, okay? So they're going to be doing it at block 1974823. And if we come over here to NeoScan, you can see that we are only at 192. So you guys do have time, no reason to panic. However, once this news gets out, we could see a price hike in NEO just to get these Ontology tokens, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, moving on, before we go any further, I want to discuss On-Chain. Now, if you don't know what On-Chain is, it was founded in 2014. Dahong Fei, heavily involved in this company. On-Chain designs and develop blockchain solutions for business, all right? The company envisions large-scale adoption of a distributed ledger technology across private and public sectors. So NEO and Ontology are basically both the babies, the children blockchains, okay, off of this company On-Chain. All right. So that being said, let's have a look at On-Chain. Let me scroll up. I was looking through the paper just before. So here's Ontology's website. Here's their notice that they did KYC on their previous airdrops, all right? So in their own words, Ontology is a blockchain distributed ledger network which combines distributed identity verification, data exchange, data collaboration, procedure protocols, communities, attestation, and various industry-specific modules. Together, this builds the infrastructure for peer-to-peer trust network, which is cross-chain, cross-system, cross-industry, cross-application, and cross-device. All right. So essentially, the Ontology network is trying to solve issues with trust in systems. Okay. The problem is that at this time with blockchain technology, it's something that has definitely piqued a lot of interest for businesses and institutions and even governments. Okay. But it's extremely far from being fully adopted. And there's three main reasons for that. Number one is that there's really no easy way for these businesses and companies to start using the technology immediately, okay? Number two, we have seen how wild west crypto can be. There is a huge lack of trust, and trust is the key word, okay? Trust. When you think Ontology, think trust. Just keep that in the back of your mind, all right? And number three is the fact that most cryptocurrencies are all open source, and not every company is willing to put all of their data on these open source blockchains, all right? So this is where Ontology Network is actually going to come in, all right? So if you want to basically look at the three major keywords, you could say, for the Ontology network, all right, that would be trust, identity, and attestation, or known as data exchange and authorization. So if we're going to go into this, all right, let's scroll down a little bit. Actually, if you look right here, you can kind of see how they're going to show the connection with the applications, the protocols, then the Ontology network chains. There are a lot of diagrams. Guys, there's 3 white papers and 2 more being published. So there's 5 white papers on this, all different. I mean, this is one of the most intense companies I've ever seen. So if we scroll down here, you can see that these are the current issues that they have with trust, okay? Poor privacy protection, untapped data value, trust issues in collaborative systems. You can read the rest right here. I'm not going to read it right off the webpage. But essentially, they're all about solving these trust issues between businesses and our society as a whole, okay? So by using blockchain technology, we can basically replace the manual way of trust, okay? As actually, I was watching a video by Tyler from Chico Crypto, and he brought out the fact that, you know, humans only trust 100 or less people that they meet in their life. It's difficult to trust people. You meet somebody. How do you know that their word is their word, right? Well, we got to do a background check. We got to see what they're all about. Let's check their job history, right? So I want to know more about you. If I'm buying and selling on eBay, right? Say you have no stars, right? You're 0-star rated versus you have 100 stars, right? And you have a 98% positive rating. Well, even if you guys are both selling the same item, I'm going to go with the guy that I trust. So trust is extremely important, okay? We must build a complete trust ecosystem, and this is going to make a huge impact, all right? And this is the base layer of Ontology, all right? So let me just scroll down here. All right, so here's their vision, an integrated and diverse distributed network. This is the tool for building the trust ecosystem. Have a look at this diagram right here, okay? Just take a look at it while I'm talking about this real quick. But another thing that I also wanted to say that they're concerned about is identity, all right? This is one of the most important parts of the Ontology network is your digital identity, to be able to use customer data and be connected to your own personal ID. Now, this is going to also be used with Neo ID. If you guys don't know what Neo ID is, I highly suggest you just research it real quick. Neo ID is going to be working with services like the bridge protocol, like the key. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, if Ontology is dealing with identity, then what does that mean for things like the key? Or what does that mean for things like bridge protocol? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Ontology has no need to compete. In fact, they're going to work together. Ontology is essentially just going to map it out, okay? But Ontology will be able to utilize projects and services like the key or like the bridge protocol, okay? So you have to almost imagine, in a way, that Neo is at the center. You have Neo right here, and this is where all of your digital assets are allocated, right? But the problem is you can't go directly from a hospital or a university or a government institution directly into the Neo blockchain, okay? Ontology is essentially going to create that bridge. They are going to create It's like a plug and play is basically what it is, okay? If you're a hospital, you're going to have hospital, plugins, right? That are ways that you're going to be able to connect. So, for example, if I okay, like actually, I'll give you a real life example. So my father right now is currently in the process of going to another doctor, right? He doesn't really want his other doctor to know that he's going to another doctor because he doesn't want to offend him, but he kind of wants like a second opinion on some things going on. But unfortunately, my father has to go back to the other doctor to get paperwork to bring to the other doctor to verify this and that, and it's a very lengthy process, all right? So by putting these on the blockchain and having these essential plugins where whatever an institution is requiring of you, whether it's your personal data, your ID, or whatever it is, or even if you're going to apply for a job or you're going to apply for a school, right? And because it's a pain. I mean, even for me, I tried to go get my transcripts a few years ago. I had to go call the office. They couldn't find it. Then I lost my diploma. They had to pull up the records, and it was just a lot of work. Whereas if it was on the blockchain, you could have your information. You could choose exactly what you wanted them to see, exactly what you didn't want them to see. Your other doctor doesn't have to know. If you're going for 2 job interviews, they don't have to know what you're doing over here. And you know what I'm saying? So that is essentially what they're trying to do. They're trying to create a bridge from the real world to the NEO ecosystem. They are going to complement each other. They are not going to be competitors at all. So if you are a NEO holder and if you believe in NEO, Ontology is like the peanut butter to the jelly, guys, okay? It's the full sandwich, all right? So let me scroll down a little more, take a little look here. So, all right, so they have their ecosystem, as you can see right here. This is the distributed layer of technology with identity verification and the distributed trust transfer system. And then here you could just see all the different verification of objects, data collaboration, distributed collaborations, peer-to-peer collaboration in the network, okay? So, and then, well, that's going to actually tie into the last thing I wanted to say was data exchanges and authorization, because now you have full control over what you can send. So that was basically what I was trying to tell you before. So the great thing about this is that you are in full control of your data, because moving forward, if we're going to really go through into the future, into this digital smart economy that we all believe in so much, data is going to be like gold. Data, information, your precious information and data, that is going to be the most important thing moving forward in this smart economy, in this future economy, okay? So Ontology is going to be at the forefront. As you can see here, it is a future built on trust. There's more multi-source identity system for people, okay? Guys, I told you, there's a lot of information on this page. Like I told you, there's 5 white papers total. Distributed data exchange, okay, we covered that. And yeah, you can actually, by the way, I highly suggest get on their Telegram, their Discord, their Twitter, their Facebook, their Reddit, their Medium, because remember, they're not doing a public ICO. So what are the last 3 ways that they're distributing it? They distribute it to the newsletter, they distribute it to the NEO DevCon attendees, and now they're distributing it to holders of NEO. And even so, that won't account for all of the tokens. There's still more airdrops to come. So I would suggest get involved with these guys any way you can. Follow them, subscribe to them, become as loyal as a follower as possible, because they are rewarding all of their subscribers and people that are following them. So they're basically giving the rewards back to the community. So as you can see, here's more of the white paper. This is talking about trust through technology, trust through legal systems, trust through communities. We already went through this. I went through issues with trust. This is already there. All right, moving on. Let's see. Chain group structures. Yeah, here you go. Here's a diagram basically showing you how it's going to work, for example, with the separate layers. So one thing I wanted to go into was Ontology and NEO. So there's a little bit of confusion kind of as to whether or not they're competitors. I already told you that they weren't, but they're both going to be public chains, okay? They share similar goals, but at protocol and application level, NEO focuses on digital assets, okay, and smart economy, whereas Ontology focuses on trust identity, distributed data, and trust with cooperation scenarios. They're going to both have infrastructure platforms that can support different D applications or dApps, all right? But the development is going to be somewhat for different scenarios. So basically, altogether, they're gonna form a really great team. They're gonna form a really great team. Okay. So here's a little bit of an example right here that they give in the white paper. This is kind of what I was saying about my father and the doctor. So you'd have a patient. He's going to see the doctor, right? So he's going to send his information to the pharmacy and at the same time to the doctor. The doctor is going to send his credentials to the pharmacy, which in turn is going to give the patient his prescription, much like how it works today, but without the hassle. And at the center is going to be Ontology, sending the registering the identity and services to the hospital, inquiring doctor and hospital services interface, and registering the identity and service interface to the doctor. Okay? So Ontology is going to be at the center of all of that. So, yeah, so basically one thing that I also wanted to say was the, sorry guys, I just lost my train of thought here. What was I going to say? Oh, I know what I was going to say. So a lot of people were asking about the token structure, right? What is the deal? So Neo and Ontology are actually really similar in the way that their tokens are, all right? It's very similar. So when you hold Neo, you get paid gas, right? So the only difference between Neo and this is that you have 1 billion instead of 100 million on Neo, but they're both going to generate gas. So on Neo, you're going to get gas, and Ontology, you're going to get Ontology gas, which is going to have the same basic function that it has on the Neo network, okay? You're going to, and the block is going to be roughly between 15 and 20 seconds as well. So they're also obviously both going to be systems that support dApps, and they're also both going to be backed by on-chain, like I spoke about earlier. So I guess the big question is, what is the difference? Okay, what is the major difference? Okay, so the major differences are that everyone can access their work and their data on the Neo public blockchain, whereas Ontology itself is also a public blockchain, but it's aiming to make separate blockchains for businesses that can securely store their data without everyone accessing and viewing them. So they're going to be able to connect to other blockchains and share certain aspects of data, but not all of them, okay? And the focus is totally different on the two, okay? Even though both of these are made for decentralized applications, Neo's focus is public, Ontology's focus is private, okay? I mean, that's like really in a nutshell. And Neo's vision is to create a smart economy. Ontology is also a public blockchain, but they are going to create separate secure blockchains for existing businesses that are eventually going to connect to each other, and that's the key difference between Neo and Ontology. So if we want to know why and how they're going to work together, okay, basically, Neo and Ontology are not competitors, but they're mutually beneficial, all right? So essentially, Ontology's trust system is going to be the bridge into Neo, okay? It's so difficult to explain this. It's so complex, honestly, but I get so excited thinking about it. So, guys, in a nutshell, that is basically Ontology. So they are literally, in their own words, they are a distributed ledger network which combines identity verification, data exchange, and data collaboration, and they are based on trust. So when you go back and you think about this, okay, I want you to remember 3 key phrases, okay? Ontology is trust, identity, and data exchange and authorization. That's what they're going to do. And they want to bridge the gap from Neo to the real world, okay? That's Ontology in a nutshell. There's so much more I can go into about this coin. There's so much more I could talk about, but essentially, that's Ontology, guys. So, yeah. It's a really amazing project. Like I said, when I went to Neo DevCon, I didn't even know how to describe this in one tweet. So it's just a really amazing project. They have an amazing team. It's, basically everyone from on-chain. You have Dahong Fei is very closely associated with this. I mean, if you go and you want to actually look at the team itself, we can actually go see that this guy, Yoon Lee, founder of Ontology, all right. Now there's a lot of interviews you can find with him online right now. I mean, they have a amazing team. What just happened here? Yeah, I mean, really, really, really good team. Okay, they have technical directors, senior software officers, senior system, project information security, engineers, even more engineers, even more engineers. Wow. Yeah, these guys are doing it big. These guys are doing it big. So, that being said, guys, if you want to get yourself some free ontology because there will be no ICO, buy some Neo, and the more Neo you hold, the more ontology you get. So if you guys want more information, there are plenty of interviews on YouTube with the founder and CEO. And if you want, you are more than welcome to come over to this website and read through all 5 of these white papers, 2 of them which haven't even been released yet. So have fun with that, guys. But I really wanted to bring this to you because I think Ontology is just one of those gems. It's unique. The way that they're doing their ICO model is really cool. I love the fact that them and Neo are partners. They're going to work together. They're all connected to on-chain. It's this beautiful, beautiful ecosystem of the future. Whew. That being said, guys, I think I broke up a sweat. I think I broke up a sweat right now. All right, guys, just want to say thank you so much for coming to my channel, listening to me talk all day about Ontology and Neo. You guys are the best. Thank you for liking, smashing that like button. Thank you for comments. I love your comments. I always get back to them. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. That being said, thank you so much. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.